Okay, so example number 2. The 6 angles of a hexagon were measured by the surveyors and recorded as follows. Angle A, 120 degrees and 18 minutes. B, 139 degrees, 45 minutes. C, 110 degrees, 37 minutes. D, 98 degrees, 35 minutes. E, 149 degrees and 20 minutes. And angle F, 101 degrees and 55 minutes. Okay, so if you look at the hexagon, if you imagine a hexagon is a polygon that composed of 6 sides or 6 angles. Okay, so in this problem, you are required to determine the total error, okay, error per angle, how the correction be applied, and the most probable value or corrected value of each angle. Okay, so para ma-picture out nyo kung ano yung hexagon, so we will draw, or I have to illustrate or draw figure here. Okay, so we have angle A, 120 degrees. So for example, okay, first the solutions. Okay, so I have to illustrate first. For example, this is your A. Okay, and B maybe somewhere here. It's somewhat 120 degrees, so this is something obtuse angle. And you have, might be C is here, and yeah, so you have A, that one, and maybe C is here. D is, so D, this is C. C is 110 degrees, so it's a bit bigger than B. Anyway, this is just an illustration. It's not drawn to scale. And you have D might be somewhere here, and then you might have D is 98, so yan. 1, 2, 3. E is somewhere here. Maybe here. Okay. Okay, so let me, so you might have, okay, this is your A, and this is your B, and this is your C, and this is angle D, angle E, and angle F. Okay, so that is a hexagon, so you have just to connect. Okay. Okay. So, and then you have these measurements. Okay, 120 degrees and 18 minutes. B is 139 degrees and 45 minutes. C is 139 degrees and 45 minutes. And you have C, it's 110 degrees and 37 minutes. You have, oh, I think I get mistake. 139, C is 139, C is 110. Yeah, this is wrong. Let me check. Okay, so sorry for that. So C is actually 110 degrees, 37 minutes. So we're 110 degrees and 37 minutes. And D, you have 98 degrees and 35 minutes. E is 149 degrees and 20 minutes. And F, you have 101 degrees and 55 minutes. Okay, so the questions are, what is the total error? Okay, so we know that these angles are purely measurement. Okay, and we know that each and every time you conduct a measurement, there is always an error. Okay, and although we discussed previously that error cannot be never known, but we can we can compute. That's not the exact error, but rather an error that is most or closest to the true or exact value of error. Okay, so yun, we have, if we recall now, so how are we going to determine the most probable value of this type of problem, wherein it's a conditioned type of measurement? Why it is conditioned? Because the value of one quantity is dependent on the values of the other quantities. Okay. Uh, for example, if this value increases, angle C increases, okay, and there is also an effect on these values here inside, all the angles within. Okay, so let us go answer this problem one by one. What is the total error? Okay, so when we say total error, you can okay, so we will solve this one by one. Okay, so let me put line here to get set the boundary. Okay, for A is the total error. Okay, so we have total error. Okay, so how to solve that one? Okay, the total error, what is the error on all this one? Okay, so if we look at this one, it's a hexagon, and we recall that the summation of all interior angles, the symbol for angle of a polygon is equal to n minus 2 times 180 degrees. Okay, where did we get this one? This is, we learned this formula from geometry. The summation of all interior angles in a polygon is equal to the quantity of n minus 2 times 180 degrees. Okay, so considering that this is a hexagon, so n is equal to 6. Okay, so n is the number of sides or the number of angles. Okay, so we have 6 minus 2 is equal to times 180 degrees, and of course 720 degrees. Okay, so kung wa pa siya error, no? Kung ang imong measurement wala pa yung error, the summation of all angles A, B, C, D, E, and F should be 720 degrees. However, in every measurement, there is always an error. Okay, kaya expected na yung summation ng angles nyo will not equated or will not equal to 720 degrees. Okay, so yun ang ating isolve kung ano ba yung error na to. Okay, so how to solve it? Okay, so we will say let E sub t, okay, so we have E sub t be the total error. Okay, total error, and that would be total error is equal to the summation, no? The summation of all interior angles that is being observed. Okay, so this is the actual observation, that those are the values, minus 720 degrees. Okay, so why we use this formula? Because we know that the summation of all angles of a hexagon is 720 degrees. So we get this value from here. And then we will try to check whether the number or the summation of these angles is 720 degrees. So that's why we have to subtract. Okay, so you have summation of all interior angles that is being observed minus 720 degrees. And there you go. You have E sub t, or the total error, is equal to, I will no longer write it one by one, but I will just say, read it. So 120 degrees, 18 minutes, plus 139 degrees, 45 minutes, plus 110 degrees, 37 minutes, plus 98 degrees, 35 minutes, plus 149 degrees, 20 minutes, and 100 or plus 101 degrees and 55 minutes. And after summing up, you get that this value, which is equal to 720 degrees and 30 minutes. And then of course you have to subtract 720 degrees to get the error. So if you look at this value, 720 degrees 30 minutes versus 720, so meaning to say nagsubra, no? So there is an excess of 30 minutes in your total observation. Okay, so finally simplify that one. So you have 30 minutes, no? That is a positive 30 minutes. So ito yung total error ng hexagon. Okay, so this is the total error. It's not yet the individual error of each angle, but rather the total error of these measurements, okay, which is 30 minutes. Okay, the next question is, what is the error per angle? Okay, so the error per angle, so we will see error sub A be the error of angle A. Okay, and then of course ang E sub B be the error of angle B, etc. Okay, so I will no longer write those variable here. Okay, so let us proceed to how to the solution. Okay, so we have E A is equal to, okay, how are we going to solve this one? We have this error angle, no, which is 30 minutes. So how are we going to distribute, no? So to distribute this one, so simply you have to divide, no? So bahin-bahinon nimo equally ang kani nga total error ngadto sa kada angle. So it would be 30 minutes divided by how many angles? There are 6. So meaning to say that is equal to 5 minutes. Okay, so this is the correction, I mean the error in every angle. Okay, so for surveying one, we just assumed, no? Anyway, it's not yet stated here that it's there is a different weightage, no? Weightage in every measurement, no? So its assumption here is that the error is, or the angle are measured in equal precision. So same yung instrument, same yung instrument man. Okay, so in same condition, kaya yung error mo syempre equally distributed among these angles. Okay, so yun. So just divide the total error by the number of angles to get the error in every angle. So this is the error for angle A. And yeah, this is a hexagon, or this is a you said unit weight, no? You will understand what is unit weight, no? So simply yung angle or error ng angle B mo, C, D, E, and F is also equal to 5 minutes. So kaya equal to yun. You have E, C, error ng D, and ano pa? Also equal to error ng E, angle E, and equal to the error ng angle F. Okay. So that is the error per angle. So you have should be 5 answers, but since equal naman yung value, so gigaan lang nato para ma-short ang iyahang solution. Okay, so this is the answer for angle, for letter B. Okay? Okay, so that is the answer for letter B. Okay, for letter C. C is how the correction be applied. No? So, ito yung error. Then, paano i-apply yung correction. Okay? So, basically, error and correction are numerically equal. However, yung sign niya are opposite. Okay? So, may meaning ana. So, for example, your error is positive, the correction is negative. If error is negative, the correction is positive. So, pareha lang sila og values, only that ang ilahang sign magbaliktad, no? Positive or negative. Okay, so go back to the question, how the correction be applied. So, if you look at here, the value is positive, no? So, therefore, the correction be applied should be subtracted. Why subtracted? Because we know that the error and correction are numerically equal but algebraically opposite. Okay, or maglisod po, mag-memorize ana, hunahunaan lang ni siya, no? So we have 720 degrees and then 720 degrees 30 minutes. Okay, we look at here nga ang kaning measurement kani diri man ni siya gikan, no? Kaning 720 degrees and 30 minutes gikan man ni siya sa kaning observations na nubra og 30 minutes. Okay? That is the error, ang nasubra. Okay? So the correction, you have to subtract. Okay? Kay aron dili kay sobra man atong ibanan. So that's why it's subtracted. You should subtract the error sa kada angle to get the corrected value of each angle. Okay? So kaya yung answer natin is subtracted. Okay? Sometimes for a student it's difficult for you to memorize, no? Difficult for you to memorize this, this formula. So just use your common sense, no? Kung manubra, ibanan, no? Kung kulang, dungagan. Okay? For example, wa siya kaabot og 720 degrees dire. So you have to expected here, this is negative, no? And then you have to add, no? For the correction, you have to add kasi wala man siya moabot og 720 degrees. Okay? So, but for this example, nanubra siya 720 degrees, so that's why you have to subtract the correction. Okay, so next question, letter D. What is the corrected value of each angle? So, mayroon tayong observed at saka mayroon din tayong correction. Okay? Which is 5 minutes sa kada angle. Meaning to say, ibanan nimo og 5 minutes every angle. Okay, so yon. So, these are the values. So, for letter D, klaro ba? Okay, for letter D, these are the corrected, no, or the MPV, corrected value of each angle. Okay, so we have for A, that is equal to 120 degrees, 18 minutes. Then the correction is always be subtracted. So it will be plus and then a negative, no? Subtracted kasi, no? So minus 5 minutes. So therefore, you have this answer, 120 degrees, 18 minutes, then minus 5 minutes is equal to 120 degrees and 13 minutes. So this is the answer or the corrected value of angle A. Okay? So yun, ako lang gi-emphasize nga negative here because it should be subtracted. So it is always observe value plus and then bring the sign of the correction. No? Ito yung sinasabi natin. Bring the sign of the correction. Kasi yung error natin is positive, so syempre yung correction natin is negative, no? Or kasi nanobra, so you have to reduce, no? Ibanan. For angle B, so same process for angle B, you have 139 degrees, 45 minutes. Okay? By the way, yung symbol natin for degrees is yung superscript na circle. Yung minutes is yung simple single quotation. Okay? So you have plus a negative 5 minutes. Okay? And then you have 120 degrees. No, not 120 degrees. 139 degrees. Sorry for that. And 45 minutes minus 5 minutes is equal to 139 degrees and 40 minutes. Okay, so same process. C is also equal to, we'll just write here, C is 110 degrees, 45 minutes. Yeah, I know, 37, sorry. Okay, so minus 5 minutes. And of course, it's equal to 110 degrees and 32 minutes. C, rather D is equal to, D is 98 degrees and 35 minutes minus 5 minutes is equal to 98 degrees and 30 minutes. You have E, which is equal to 149 degrees, 20 minutes minus 5 minutes is equal to 149 degrees and 15 minutes. And you have F, it's equal to 101 degrees, 55 minutes minus 5 minutes is equal to 101 degrees and 50 minutes. So these are the answers for angle B, the corrected value of angle B, corrected value of angle C, corrected value of angle D, corrected value for angle E, corrected value for angle F. Okay. So, to be sure, no, kung sakto ba yun imong solutions, you have to add, no? So, you have to check this one, whether it will sum up to 720 degrees, okay? So, you use your calculator, simply use, we have 120 degrees, 13 minutes plus 739 degrees and 40 minutes plus 110, 32 minutes plus 98 degrees, 30 minutes plus 149 degrees, 15 minutes plus 101 degrees and 50 minutes is equal to, yeah, so it's the total is 720 degrees, 0 minutes and 0 seconds. So yun, so you have 720 degrees, 0 minutes, 0 seconds. So meaning to say, this solution is correct, okay? So there might usahay masayop man taog kanang use sa pindot, no, or masayop taog compute here or subtract or add. So you have, it's better to always check your answer. Okay, so this is, or these are the final answers for letter D. Okay.